Hello there everybody and welcome back to Movie Squirm. Today I'm going to be ranking all four I Know What You Did Last Summer movies. Now I revisited the trilogy leading up to the new movie which I seen just a couple of days ago. So these films are very fresh in my mind and I've even reviewed 3 out of 4 of these movies, guys. So I'll leave I Know What You Did Last Summer playlist down below if you want to go and check out my full spoiler thoughts on the first, second and non-spoiler thoughts on the 4th movie. I just didn't have time to review the 3rd one. I'm very sorry. But if they bring out a new I Know What You Did Last Summer film, I'll go back and review that 3rd one then, which is a possibility after that post-credit scene. Now, I did like this franchise, and I really didn't like it as well. I mean, there's 2 really decent movies in here and 2 pretty bad ones, in my opinion. But more thoughts on them, as I get into the ranking. But guys, I'm just gonna say, if you want more rankings as well on other franchises, I'll leave that in the link down below as well. So go and check out all that good stuff after you've watched this video. So let's just get into it now. In 4th place, my least favorite movie in this film series. In 4th place is going to be I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Yes, the one I just couldn't squeeze in the review for. But look, guys, I have seen a lot of bad movies, and a lot of people say this is one of the worst movies ever made. I'm not quite there with that, because I've seen Anaconda 3, Anaconda 4, The Exorcist 2, and I would rather watch this 100 times over than revisit them movies, okay? But it's still not a very good film. Now, what I will say is, this franchise isn't really renowned for its kills. I mean, there's not too many memorable ones here. Especially in the first and second movie, a lot of the kills are just cut away and just blood being sprayed on the wall and stuff like that. But this movie attempts to have some creative ones here and there. There was one that really stood out with this forklift that is just shoved through this person's body there, and I thought that was a really cool one. But what this movie suffers from is the characters, for one. They just forget the characters from the first 2 movies and go in a totally new direction, but they're not good characters to be around. It's okay doing that, but they're very poorly acted. The only person who was semi-redeemable was the main character, and everyone else around her were just total douchebags and just assholes, and I couldn't be bothered even rooting for them one little tiny bit. They turn the fisherman into this supernatural element. He looks like a zombie in this movie with very poor makeup. I thought that was a bad decision, really, to do that. It just doesn't work. And the movie is very lowly produced. It looks like it is just filmed on a digital camera at times. It's straight to VOD. It's just not got a highest budget as the other 2 movies, which is understandable, but it's just a real eyesore. Also, the editing in this film is absolutely shocking. I mean, there'll just be random scenes where they cut, and it just feels like it's jumping. I'm like, why are you doing that? Someone on Letterboxd actually said, why is this movie filmed like the "You Wouldn't Steal a Car" advert, if you remember that? And I was like, that is the movie in a nutshell. Such a clever review. That's exactly what it feels like, that advert, if you guys have ever seen it. If not, go and put it on YouTube and you'll see what I mean. But the editing was so poor here. So yeah, unfortunately, guys, this just isn't a very good movie, and it's the worst one in this franchise. But it's not totally unwatchable like a lot of people will say. But it's definitely my least favorite. Coming in 3rd place, guys, is going to be I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, this is a weird one for me because this film is plagued by problems, which I'll get into in just a second, but for some reason, the pacing and the ease of watching it just makes the movie fly by. I mean, it is a bad movie, but I don't hate it. It's just kind of like the bad character decisions and stuff make it amusing, if you like. So that's what I mean when I kind of say it's so bad it's good. This sees Julie, with a new bunch of friends, go to the Bahamas, and it's in stormy season there. So we have this location in the middle of an island, and it really does give a good feel of isolation and stuff. And the fisherman's got them trapped here. There's no way out until a boat comes on a certain day and stuff like that. So I thought that was a good idea to have it in rainy season. I don't know if it would have worked if it was like a paradise tropical island there. It doesn't really give off much of a scare factor. But Oh man, the characters in this movie are not good. Like Julie James reprises her role, and she's fine in it, even though she does some decisions that just baffle my brain. She's got this friend called played by Brandy, I think her name is. Her name's Carla, and she is the most pushy friend you'll ever come across. She's always putting Julie in these horrible situations that she doesn't want to be in, like making sure she jumps up for karaoke and she won't take no for an answer, and that's fine. I mean, a lot of people do that with their friends on holiday, but there's other moments where Julie is just being pushed into this corner with this guy, and Carla's like, oh, you need to go with this guy because he really likes you, and Julie just, you can just tell, doesn't like him whatsoever, but Carla kind of wants them to get together more than anyone. And this guy's coming off so desperate, Will his name is, and that just makes it so awkward between them three. And you got Carla's boyfriend, who's kind of fun for a little bit, then turns into an asshole. And then we've got these terrible character decisions that, like, Julie being the biggest fault for this. She sees a dead body in her apartment block, and all her friends, like Carla, you know, that great friend that she's got, saying, oh, no, Julie, you're just imagining this because of last year. You didn't see a dead body in there. And Julie goes, yeah, you might be right. So she goes down onto the sunbed with her Walkman on, her headphones in, and just closes the sunbed and forgets all about it. So yeah, you guessed it, the fisherman comes and starts to hunt all her friends down while she's just listening to her music there. What a terrible, terrible character decision to do that. It's just like the script is so rushed because the movie, like, only came out a year after that one, and wanted to get it hot, you know, while I Know What You Did Last Summer had done well, they just wanted to squeeze another one out. But this movie has to really make the audience feel stupid because they win this holiday on a radio show, and the question is, what's the capital of Brazil? And they guess that it's Rio, and Rio is not the capital of Brazil, but the guy on the radio says, oh yeah, you've won a holiday, and that just makes you feel instantly, if you know the answer isn't Rio, that it just makes you gonna think that something's really off here. But they rely on the audience to be dumb. So it's just a strange movie, guys. There's so much more I could say about this that I don't like. But I will say Jack Black's in this movie. A lot of people hate him, but I think he's one of the standout characters in this. He had me laughing a few times. But I still Know What You Did Last Summer. I could watch it and have a little bit of fun with it, but it's plagued by problems. So that comes in at number 3. Coming in second place, guys, is going to be I Know What You Did Last Summer from 2025. Now, this was a razor-thin edge on whether this film was going to be in first place or second. But for now, I've just gone with second place. But on another day, this could be first. Maybe on a few rewatches, this might move up to the top spot. I'll definitely be picking it up on 4K when it comes out, because this is a movie I will definitely rewatch. I had a lot of fun with this film, and I expected to go in and just have a fun time and have a standard slasher movie, and that's kind of what it is. But I'm a slasher fan, and that's what I want, and that's exactly what I got. I wasn't going in expecting a masterpiece or anything like that, but this has seemed to be a little bit divisive, this movie. I've seen a lot of people absolutely hating some of the stuff that happens in this film and hated the movie outright, and I've got a lot of other people on social media who are really enjoying this film, and I am definitely in that camp. But the decisions they go here will not work for everyone, and I can see why. There's a ballsy move they do towards the end of the film that, for me personally, and reasons that I've stated in my reviews of the other movies and stuff, worked for me. There are weird dialogue choices at times with cheesy one-liners that just feel like they've been thrown right out of the 80s there, but they worked for me. There was a lot of fan service that worked for me, and the legacy characters here will not work for everyone. I was kind of mixed on them, I will say. But no, there's so many decisions that I liked and so many decisions I didn't like with them. But I really liked how the fisherman was in this film. Feels like this is the most sinister and deranged the fisherman has ever been. He felt like a scary presence in this film. I think the kills here are definitely the best in the franchise, but although there's nothing too memorable here, but the first three movies aren't renowned for having the best kills, to be honest. A lot of them are just cutaway and, you know, blood sprayed on the wall, but this one steps them up a little bit there. I like the exploration of the town of Southport and its murderous past to try and enhance the location a little bit there, because all good horror movies have to have good locations there, don't they? Like Haddonfield and Halloween and stuff, or Camp Crystal Lake, Friday the 13th. So I really like what they were trying to do with the town of Southport, and having this true crime podcaster there, you know, sort of explaining to all their fans what goes on in this town and what's happened in the past. And I really like the characters. You know, Madeline Klein was definitely the standout of me. She's kind of like the second in line of the protagonists, but she was a real standout, and a lot of people may not like her, but as the movie went on, I grew to like her personality a lot. Now, I will say that the reveal was a little bit obvious for me, and I hate it when I kind of guess the reveals in these movies, because I still like to be surprised, even though I'm guessing constantly what's going on. It's not a movie that reinvents the wheel. It feels very beat for beat to the first movie, which I can see a lot of people having problems with, and usually for me that is a huge problem. For some reason, it just, I could go along with it, put it that way. But for me, guys, I had a lot of fun with this movie. You know, I really did, and I'm glad it exists. I really hope we get another one, because there's a post-credit scene there that points that we might get another one, and that was a real fun post-credit scene. So, yeah, gotta say, guys, the pacing is a little bit off in it. I think they could have shaved about 10 to 15 minutes off there. I can think of two scenes at the top of my head that didn't need to be in this movie whatsoever. But overall, I had a really fun time with it. So in second place is I Know What You Did Last Summer from 2025. Coming in first place though, guys, is going to be the OG, the original I Know What You Did Last Summer from 1997. And the main reason I have put this in first place is that it just got there before I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. It's a very, very similar movie, but yeah, I got to give credit for this one for having a great story, especially at the time, that is constantly moving. And the pacing for this film, unlike the 2025 one, is just constant. I remember watching this film, I wanted to get a drink, and I thought, I'm about 30 minutes in there. I paused it, and the DVD player said, an hour in. I couldn't believe how quick this movie was moving along. But I really like this situation that these characters find themselves in, and actually to play along as an audience member, because a couple of them want to go to the police and tell them what happened, and a couple are like, no, we can get away with this. And it actually questions you as a viewer. What would you do in this situation? So it sort of pulls you into the movie, if you like, and it tells you a lot about the characters in that opening scene. So we get to know these characters very, very quickly. You know, you got Jennifer Love Hewitt, who wants to do the right thing, you know, the moral thing, and you really get behind it as a character. You've got Sarah Michelle Gellar in this movie, who was just every lad's, you know, dream at the time, wasn't he? Everyone, all the guys and all the lads in my school fancied her, and she's a real great character in this movie. Who's a great friend to Julie, Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, and I even like Ryan Phillippe's character. He was this total arsehole, but he's always fun to be around. I always liked seeing him shout at everybody and order everyone around and stuff. Even though he's an arsehole, he's a likable arsehole. And yeah, I just think that I like the exploration of the person they killed. You know, they go and see this person's family like a year later, and it just shows the knock-on effect that it has, how grief can really destroy people when they are missing people and stuff. I really like the way the movie explored that. We've got a great third act here, which Sarah Michelle Gellar actually takes over for most of it, but then we've got a fun ending on the boat and stuff like that. I think the reveal's poor, because it kind of suffers from Friday the 13th syndrome, where this person just comes out of nowhere and that's the killer, even though the movie tries to be a whodunit. So that was a bit off. I don't think the kills are great or anything, apart from one that Leonard from The Big Bang Theory gets. I'm really sorry I forgot the actor's name, but he gets a hook right through his chin there. One of the best kills in the franchise. It's just a shame that it peaks there and doesn't carry on with the rest of the kills. But overall, guys, I think this has got a great story, great characters, and a real fun slasher. And that's what you want from slasher movies, innit? Just a perfect 90 minutes in and out. And, you know, done really well at the time as well. So I Know What You Did Last Summer is my #1 movie for now. Maybe it'll change on a few more rewatches of this franchise, but it's still a really good film, and it has to be the OG in number 1 there. Hey guys, hope you all enjoyed this ranking. What do you think of these movies? What would your ranking be for these 4 films? Please do let me know down below. Is anyone got I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer at number 1? I doubt that. I highly doubt that. But let me know, guys, what you think. I've got my reviews down below as well for all of the 3 of the 4 of these movies I've done. And I'll leave a load of franchise rankings down there as well. I've done The Evil Dead, Terrifier, you name it. They're all down there. So don't forget to check those out. If you like horror and this is your sort of thing and you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. It really helped me out. Thanks so much, guys. You take care, and I'll see you all in the next video.